Once upon a time, in a cozy little town filled with colorful houses, there was a very special place called Friends School. This was no ordinary school. Here, students of all kinds, children, animals, and even magical creatures, came to learn and have fun together. The main character of our story is a young girl named Lily. Lily was kind and curious, always ready to make new friends. On her first day at Friends School, she wore her favorite blue dress and carried a backpack with a rainbow unicorn. As she stepped through the big wooden doors, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and nervousness. The first class Lily attended was taught by Mr. Owl, an old, wise owl with glasses perched on his beak. Mr. Owl taught history, and today, he was telling everyone about the great forest adventure. Lily listened intently, her eyes wide with wonder. Next, it was time for gardening class. Ms. Bloom, a cheerful rabbit with a green thumb, showed them how to plant flowers and vegetables. Lily dug her hands into the rich, dark soil, planting seeds next to her new classmate, Felix the fox. By lunchtime, Lily had already made several new friends. They all gathered in the big, sunny cafeteria, where everyone shared their snacks. Lily traded her apple slices for a blueberry muffin with Benny the bear and giggled when Sam the squirrel made funny faces with his grapes. As the day went on, Lily and her new friends played games, solved puzzles, and even had a music lesson with Melody the songbird. The highlight of the day was when they all gathered in the magical playground. There was a giant treehouse, swings that flew like birds, and a sandpit that could build castles by itself. As the sun began to set, Lily realized that Friends School was more wonderful than she had ever imagined. She couldn't wait to come back the next day to learn new things and have more adventures with her friends. When she told her mom all about her day, Lily's face was lit up with joy. Friends School wasn't just a place for learning, it was a place where friendships blossomed and every day was filled with magic. Once upon a time, in a kingdom full of wonders, lived a kind-hearted princess named Isabella. Isabella was loved by all for her courage and compassion. She was not just the fairest in the land, but also the bravest. Her kingdom was surrounded by enchanted forests, towering mountains, and crystal-clear rivers. One day, a rumor spread that a fearsome beast lived deep within the forest. The beast was said to be gigantic with scales that shimmered like emeralds and eyes that glowed in the dark as if they held the starlight within them. The villagers were terrified and refused to go near the forest, afraid that they might become the beast's next meal. But Princess Isabella, with her fearless heart, decided she must meet this beast and rid her kingdom of fear. She prepared herself with a trusty sword given to her by her late father, a pack of food, and a cloak made from the finest silk of the kingdom. She set out on her noble mission, determined to unveil the truth. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the trees grew taller and the shadows thicker. She heard the rustling of leaves and the occasional distant roar. But Princess Isabella remained undaunted. Finally, she reached a clearing where she saw the beast asleep by a shimmering pond. It was indeed as fearsome as the rumor said, with glimmering emerald scales and eyes closed, hiding their starlight glow. Despite its terrifying appearance, Isabella felt a pang of pity seeing it alone and vulnerable. Just then, the beast awoke. It looked directly into Princess Isabella's eyes, and instead of attacking, it spoke in a deep, sorrowful voice. "Why have you come here, brave princess?" Isabella responded with kindness. "I want to understand why you're here and why people fear you." The beast sighed. "I am under a curse placed upon me by a wicked sorceress. I was once a prince of a neighboring kingdom, but I was transformed into this frightful form. I can only return to my true self if someone looks beyond my monstrous appearance and sees the goodness within me." Touched by his story, Isabella saw the sadness in his eyes and felt the goodness in his heart. I see you for who you truly are, she whispered. As soon as she spoke those words, the beast began to glow and transform. Before her stood a handsome prince, free from the curse. Grateful for Isabella's bravery and compassion, the prince promised a lifelong alliance between their kingdoms. And so, Princess Isabella returned home not only having rid her kingdom of fear, but having found a true friend. Their story was told for generations, reminding everyone that true courage and kindness can lift even the darkest curses. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by rolling green hills, there lived an old man named Mr. Gregory. Mr. Gregory had a kind heart and a gentle soul, but he always seemed a little sad. His eyes, the color of the sky just before dusk, held memories of the past that often made him sigh. Every day, he would sit on a wooden bench under a grand oak tree in the village square, feeding the birds and watching the world go by. One sunny afternoon, as Mr. Gregory was scattering crumbs for a flock of chirpy sparrows, a group of children chased a bright red ball into the square. The ball rolled to a stop by Mr. Gregory's worn leather shoes. "Hello there, children," Mr. Gregory said with a warm smile, picking up the ball and holding it out to them. The children, who were a bit wary of the quiet old man, slowly approached him. "Thank you, Mr. Gregory," said Lily, the boldest of the group. "Do you want to play with us?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Mr. Gregory was taken aback. It had been many years since anyone had asked him to play. His eyes twinkled with a hint of joy as he replied, "I'd be delighted." The children cheered, and soon the village square was filled with laughter and the sound of feet running on cobblestones. Mr. Gregory's heart felt lighter than it had in years. Over the next few weeks, the children and Mr. Gregory became inseparable. They played games, shared stories, and he taught them the secrets of nature hidden in the fields and forests around the village. The children discovered that Mr. Gregory had a treasure trove of knowledge and tales from his youthful adventures. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves turned golden and began to fall, the children gathered around Mr. Gregory under the oak tree. "Why do you always seem sad sometimes, Mr. Gregory?" asked Timmy, the youngest of the group. Mr. Gregory sighed gently and said, "It's because I miss my dear wife, Martha. She passed away many years ago, and sometimes I feel lonely without her." The children's eyes filled with understanding and compassion. Lily, with her usual spunk, declared, "Well, you're not alone anymore, Mr. Gregory. You have us now." Tears of joy filled Mr. Gregory's eyes. He realized that while he had lost much, he had also gained something precious, the love and friendship of these wonderful children. From that day on, the old man's sighs of sadness were replaced with laughter and happiness. And the village was never the same again, for it had found a new kind of family, woven together by the golden threads of friendship and love. Once upon a time, in a cozy little village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young boy named Timmy. Timmy was known far and wide as the most obedient child anyone had ever met. He listened to his parents with keen ears and followed their instructions without hesitation. Timmy's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Green, ran a small bakery, and every morning Timmy helped them prepare the delicious bread and pastries. One sunny afternoon, Mr. Green decided to tell Timmy a very important secret. "Timmy," he said, "behind our bakery there is a hidden garden with the most magical flowers. These flowers can only bloom if they hear laughter and feel love." Timmy's eyes sparkled with curiosity and excitement. "Can I visit the garden, Father?" Timmy asked. "Only if you promise to take good care of the flowers," Mr. Green replied. And so, every day after school, Timmy would visit the secret garden. He laughed, told stories, and even sang songs to the flowers. To everyone's amazement, the flowers bloomed more beautifully than ever before. One day, a big storm hit the village. The wind howled and rain poured down in torrents. Fearing for the magical flowers, Timmy asked his parents for permission to go outside and protect the garden. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling green hills and dense dark forests, lived a clever girl named Lily. Lily had a knack for solving problems, and everyone in the village admired her bravery and kindness. But the village also had a secret that everyone feared. Deep in the forest, there lived an evil witch named Morgana. Morgana was known for casting wicked spells and causing trouble whenever she could. One sunny morning, as Lily was gathering wildflowers, she heard an unsettling noise coming from the forest. Curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to investigate. With each step, the forest grew darker and more ominous. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a little bird caught in a thorny bush. The bird chirped helplessly, and without a second thought, Lily gently freed it. Unbeknownst to her, the bird was actually a messenger from the good fairy, Seraphina, who watched over the village. Grateful for Lily's kindness, the bird led her to a hidden glade where Seraphina appeared in a sparkling burst of light. "Lily," said Seraphina, "thank you for saving my messenger. The evil witch Morgana has stolen my magic wand, and without it, I can't protect the village. You're the only one brave enough to retrieve it." Despite feeling a bit scared, Lily agreed to help. Seraphina blessed her with a small pouch of magical dust for protection. Lily clenched the pouch tightly in her hand and set off towards Morgana's lair. She walked for what felt like hours, through twisted trees and over crooked roots, until she finally reached a dark, stone castle.